So tomorrow there's been a week since my surgery. So we are on the 7th day, and I thought I could give you some kind of an update on how this week has been. Yeah, I came to Stockholm on Sunday, a week ago. Stayed at a really nice hotel, and I did all the showers and all of that you're supposed to do before. And then in good time I walked from the hotel to the hospital, and everything there went according to plans. I got a lot of information. I spoke to a lot of people. I shared a room with a lady from my hometown. She was supposed to do the same surgery as I had. And actually, the surgeon, I of course spoke both to the anesthesiologist, perhaps? Can that be the name for him? The one who puts you under? And the surgeon, he was all, and everyone was also, what's your name? What's your birth number? That's because we have the birth date and then we have a personal number. And that's how we do it in Sweden. Your birth number, and what is the surgery that you are scheduled for, so that they wouldn't just start doing the wrong thing in there. And when I spoke to the surgeon, he actually wrote GBP, gastric bypass, on my belly, just so that he should not be able to do it wrong. I think he probably does quite a lot of these kind of surgeries every day. So it's better to write it on the belly of the patients. I think that was quite funny. Well, they after a while they just I was rolled into to the room of the surgery, and they strapped me to that bed, and they said, we are now going to put you under. Is that the word for it? I don't know. And I don't remember anything else until I woke up and they said I had been sleeping hard. But already there in the waking up room, in the waking up place, they wanted me to actually go to the toilet. So they kind of scanned my bladder and they said, you need to go to the toilet. So let's just see if you can do that. And so I actually walked to the toilet and managed fine, So, and then they sent me to the other place, where not the waking up place, but the other place, the other room, where I was supposed to stay until the day after. That was Monday, and I was staying until Tuesday. So, yeah, I slept a lot. I was not in pain, but of course they gave me morphine as well. So, morphine and paracetamol. That was what they gave me for pain, and everything was okay. They constantly checked my blood pressure. They pricked my fingers. Do you see my fingers there? Several times. And they checked everything constantly. I had one instance where my blood pressure was running a bit high, and I got some kind of medication for that as well. Those first hours I was not allowed no, I was sharing room with another lady, and we were not allowed to go to the toilet when there weren't, nurses or under nurses in the room. So I just kind of, when they were checking up on the other one, I was, can I go to the toilet while you are here? And they were, yeah, you do that. So, but I was not allowed to go there when there were no personnel there around, that just for the first hours. But then after a while, we were kind of up, moving whenever we needed to. And of course, they wanted us to start drinking, because it's just liquid food the first week. I was brought a glass of water and a glass of lemonade, and it was not a good lemonade. It was so sweet, and it was so also artificial sweetness, aspartame. It just, it was not good. So I could not have the lemonade. I just had the water. But I was quite happy with that. I didn't need anything more. And they had IV. Is that it? So I was not malnourished in any way. I could take a couple of hours of just water. But I slept a lot. But I was not in pain. I slept a lot. And the second day, on Tuesday, we were supposed to be released around 11 o'clock. But before we were allowed to leave, we had to eat or drink at least 5 deciliters of liquid. And I think I had rosehip soup and a coffee for breakfast, and then I drank some water during the day, and they came with some kind of soup, broccoli perhaps. I think it was some kind of vegetable soup for lunch. And they were just like, you can get into your own clothes now, and then you're allowed to leave whenever you are ready. I was just like, what? Just like that? No big test or anything? Just, no, you're fine now. Okay. So I left, and it was around 11. And I was picked up by my cousin. When I was there in November, they told me that, well, after the day after the surgery, you can take a train home, so you can book your train ticket, but see to it that you can rebook it, that you can change the date. And I was like, I'm not sitting on a train for 7 hours, because that's what it usually takes, 6 or 7 hours, the day after my surgery. No way, not a chance. So I had arranged with my cousin that I would stay with her. She lives in Stockholm, and she has also done this. So she has also gone through a gastric bypass. And that was absolutely the best decision. First of all, I did not need to walk any dogs or see to any cats. Even though I miss my dog and my cats when I'm away from here, I didn't need to. I didn't have those responsibilities. And also, since she had done this before, she knew where I was. She knew what I was going through, And she had kind of stacked up anything drinkable, pretty much. So it was there were smoothies, and there were yogurts, and there were juices, and there were soups, and there were anything. So just anything that I could eat was kind of okay. The order was, you need to eat, drink, get into yourself at least 15 deciliters, that's 1.5 liters of liquid each day. And since everything you ingest is liquid, so So you can, of course, you don't have to have all the soups and all the food and then also the liquid. That will be the next stage. But you know, you could eat. You can just discount the 2 deciliters of yogurt that you are eating for lunch to from those 15 deciliters. Yeah, so I stayed there. I was very tired. I slept a lot, especially the first 2 days. My cousin thankfully worked from home. At least she could do that these days. So she took really good care of me, and she saw to it that I ate everything that I needed to eat. I had a list. I had to kind of just check everything. That, so have you eaten? How much have you eaten? You just so just write it up. Then when you have finished it, so if you take 2 deciliters of yogurt out of the refrigerator, write it down, and then you kind of check it when you have finished it. Just okay, because it wasn't easy to eat. And that's, of course, because you have tubes down your throat during the surgery, and you are swollen, and they have been messing around a lot inside of there. So it's not easy to swallow anything. And also, there's nowhere for it to go because your stomach is so small. And also what I've figured out that I still need to learn is to slow down enough so that I don't also swallow a lot of air, because I think I do that, and then I need to burp and fart and things like that. There's been a lot of burping and farting this week, I can tell you that. Thursday, everything was quite a lot easier. I wasn't in much pain at all. I did get three pills of morphine with me just in case. And otherwise it was just paracetamol, you know. And I took the paracetamol. Had it not been because my cousin told me that you need to take these regularly because your body needs, you shouldn't feel pain because it's more difficult for your body to heal if you are in pain. And of course, when I'm thinking about it, that's just logical. So take the paracetamol, and she was just, and also don't back down from the morphine. If you need it, you have to take them. So I took Tuesday night. I thought I needed one, and I took that one. I just got 3 pills, you know. But then I felt that I didn't need it. I wasn't in pain. It was strange. It was like, you know, it's clearly felt that there's a new system in here, you know. It doesn't work the same, and it's kind of new ways of hanging things up, you know, and you can feel that. It was really different. And also, of course, they have been moving around. They have been moving a lot of the intestines and things like that, and they need to kind of get into their proper place and things like that. So it was, as soon as I had eaten, I had to walk and like pace around a bit in the flat, and to walk just to kind of get the bubbles out and get everything out, and a lot of farting and burping. Really, because there wasn't room for anything. And I didn't go to the toilet. I did go to the toilet, you know, to pee, but I didn't poop in forever. So not until Thursday, the first poop. And then I hadn't pooped since Saturday. So, well, quite a lot of poopless days. But Thursday, it was finally release day. And Thursday was quite an easy day, actually. It wasn't it wasn't very difficult to eat. It wasn't very to get the proper amount of liquid in. It wasn't that difficult, and yeah, it was quite good, you know. Of course, you feel it, and it still feels strange, but Thursday was a good day. And then came Friday. Friday was my journey home. And boy, am I glad that I did not do that on Tuesday. Because as I said, I felt really good. There was nothing wrong. It felt nothing wrong with me. Of course, I'm not super fast, and I'm still a bit worried about, because it's winter and it can be quite slippery outside and things like that. I don't want to fall and kind of make things worse. But I felt good, you know. And normally the train left just after 1 o'clock, and I was supposed to be home just after 7 o'clock. So a bit more than 6 hours. 6 hours and 20 minutes or something like that. That's what it was supposed to take. That was not what happened. Oh, no. Just before we came to Sundsvall, that is about 180 kilometers from home. I live in Östersund. We got the message that there were trees that had fallen down on the rail a bit further ahead, so they were not allowed to leave Sundsvall. First they talked about possibly putting us in buses, and I cannot sit in a bus. I've paid for a first class ticket on the train just because I need the space. I need the possibility to walk up and down the cart, and I need the possibility to move, and I do not want to sit on a bus. But they didn't actually get any buses for us. So what happened was that we were sitting there and waited. We were stranded in Sundsvall for at least 3 hours. Could have been a bit more. And during that time, thankfully, I had brought a lot of food. Yeah, so I had proper things to eat, so that was good. I had more than enough to eat. But they were also like, well, here we have some candy for you, or here we have you, and just like complimentary, just because we want to compensate you for this, we will give you a meal on the fast food chain just across the street from the train station. It's just, oh yeah, thanks. A burger is really what I could eat right now. I could have taken a milkshake, perhaps. Yeah, no. No, I couldn't take anything of that. And I was just waiting. And that was the time where I needed to take my second morphine tablet, because that was really tough. It was just waiting and sitting for so long on the train, and also needing to take my medication on the train. So pills that's not a problem when you have to take syringes with, blood thinners and things like that on the train. I had to do that. But what you do, you just need to do it, So I was supposed to be come home just after 7 o'clock, 7:30 in the evening. And the train came to Östersund at about half an hour past midnight. I was so tired and I was so knackered. Really, really, it was so tough. But I got home and I could sleep in my own bed and I could kiss my dog and I could cuddle my cats and everything. It was really good to be home. And now it's Sunday. That was Friday, so I was home yesterday, Saturday. It was Saturday, and today Sunday. And yesterday I did the big mistake of going to the grocery store. Shouldn't have done that. Well, I should have done that and stuck to exactly. I should have written an exact list. I had an idea about what I should buy, but also always gets too much. And especially this time, it got too heavy, and I'm not allowed to lift anything heavier than 10 kilos. I don't think it was 10 kilos, but it was not far from it. Could have been 10 kilos, but not. But I don't think so. It was so heavy. It was so heavy. And I had my dog in the leash. And my dog in the leash. And he's not the easiest. He's quite easy to walk. But he wants to sniff things. And isn't very good at keeping focus on what I need, you know. He's more like, oh, whoa, what's that? Whoa, 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 what's that? Whoa, what's that? Oh, whoa, what's that? He's more like that. But it took a long time, the walk home. And it takes just like 3 minutes for me to walk from my home to the grocery store. It must have taken 20 minutes to get home, perhaps, because I was slow, and also it was cold and it was icy on the roads and on the pavements where we walk. It was partially icy and it's so slippery, and I get worried because I don't want to fall, and that was not good. And then I had to sleep. So that, I hope that was the, overconfident move that I make, and I don't have to make anymore. I hope. And since then, I slept a lot and I had to rest a lot. But I have not have any difficulties in getting all the foods in now and eating an appropriate amount. What has been difficult is eating slow enough. Slowly. It's so difficult. When I was with my cousin, we could talk a bit and eat a bit and talk a bit and then put it down a bit. But here I'm on my own and I'm just eating. And I'm eating so slow. And it's so, oh yeah. And that kind of, I feel that immediately when I eat too quickly. It gets probably like a mini dumping. I feel that my body temperature rises and I get a bit uncomfortable and things like that. And that's probably because I eat too fast, because I kind of pour 2 deciliters of soup or juice or something, and 2 deciliters, it should take about 20 minutes at least to eat it, and that is difficult to me. But I'm learning, and tomorrow I am hopefully going to get the staples, because they're not stitches, they're staples in my stomach, in my belly. I can get them out tomorrow. It depends on if I can come to the healthcare provider on time. Between day 7 and day 9, they say these should be taken out. So that should be done, and I will start a kind of vitamin regime tomorrow as well, and also, yeah, and I'm also on sick leave for another week, so I have one more week to prepare. And tomorrow I can start to eat soft foods. So I will boil an egg tomorrow for dinner. Perhaps I'll have 2 potatoes or something like that. Can you imagine? Potatoes! Ah! I have to make another journey to the grocery store because I need to buy avocados. They were not the right stage of ripeness when I was there on Saturday, but avocados is also, so anything that I can kind of mush with a fork easily is okay to eat from tomorrow. So yeah, kind of longing for that. This was quite a long update, but also it was an entire week's happenings. We'll see when I do my next update. That will be when I have something more to say. Yep. Bye.